All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's LoanSense platform demonstration. My name is Janine White, and I will be your lender account manager here at LoanSense. I am very excited to have this opportunity to introduce you to how LoanSense can make you more money by closing more loans, all while reducing your borrower's overall debt obligation and increasing your customer referrals and retention. I have personally been in the mortgage industry for 34 years, most recently as a level 4 underwriter. And I've quickly realized the value of the services LoanSense offers. And I honestly wanted to speak to as many originators as I could. LoanSense offers a tool that can actually increase your pull through ratios, which equates to making more money with less effort. As I go through the presentation and software demonstration, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, and myself and Lady will review them, and then I can answer them at the end because I have allocated time at the end of the meeting to answer all and any questions that you have. All right, let's dive in. So LoanSense can help you in several scenarios. However, I want to take a moment to give you a few situational examples that I believe each of you may have experienced or are currently experiencing. Shared her experience of working with a borrower who was an attorney at the Justice Department in Washington, D.C. The borrower had over $400,000 in student loan debt with a payment of $2,075 per month. In order to qualify, that payment needed to be updated, and Nelnet told them that it would take up to 30 days. Cindy suggested that she work with LoanSense, and on December 23rd, that holiday weekend, she met with our student loan advisor, completed the documentation on December 28th, and received her approved payment letter for the actual payment for underwriting in 3 days. So we were able to reduce that payment of $2,075 per month down to $1,218, which is a savings of $857. Another example, we recently worked with an LO and her borrower who was selling a current home on February 10th and closing on her new home February 28th. The only problem is the borrower is going FHA and had zero payment reflected on her credit report. And the student loan balance was $154,000. So the DTI was completely blown. After meeting with the borrower and speaking with the loan officer, we were able to review the scenario and reduce the payment from $779 to $415, which brought the DTI in line, and the borrower closed on both transactions. That LO has actually already sent another referral. And then my last example, you've received an approved with conditions. Your DTI is super tight, so your underwriter conditions additional documentation, student loan paperwork to prove a payment, written VOE to try to increase income, a 401k with a tow, gift. Basically, all that says to me is more time and more restructuring. By utilizing the LoanSense platform, you would be able to go in and see if you could adjust that student loan payment instead of running around and waiting to get a written VOE, especially if it's manual, etc. On the next slides, I would like to show you some examples of the letters that you would be presenting to your underwriters. This letter will come to you and to your borrower, and then you can give it to the underwriter. It will come directly from the servicer or the Department of Education. It will explain that it has been approved for the 12 months and that the payment is now $181.48 for the loan. Another example would be Fed loan servicing, U.S. Department of Ed, income driven. This is for the repayee program. And it will also explain that what the actual payment approved is that the underwriter can use for DTI. Now, as all of us know on today's call, the current market conditions have made it increasingly difficult for people to obtain homeownership, whether it's due to the cost of a home, rates, inflation, and student loan debt. What we know from working with some of the top retail lenders is that all of them are unnecessarily turning down purchase and refi loans due to high DTI. Every one of them. Currently, the top 10 lenders are turning away 300 million in loan volume due to high DTI caused by student loans. By partnering with LoanSense, you now become the solution to that obstacle. Being a loan officer that goes that extra mile for the borrower has been turned down, builds business and revenue. We are an innovative data service that helps lenders generate 20% more of their declined loans. We also identify loans that qualify for a higher purchasing power very early in the mortgage process and boost purchasing power in 21 days. Simply put, our data service will grow your revenue by qualifying more borrowers. Currently, we can help 2 out of 3 students adjust their student loan payment to improve their DTI without completely restructuring the loan. What we do is very simple. We make sure the home buyer is taking advantage of the best student loan repayment option available to them. We expedite the process and get documentation, the letter which I showed you from DOE through their federal student loan provider. This letter is presented to underwriting with the new payment, and it is the actual payment that can be used in the DTI. It's so easy to get results with LoanSense, and this is what I'm going to show you on the platform demonstration. You can estimate the client's student loan adjustment and boosted affordability in under 2 minutes. Invite the client to LoanSense to get started. They come into our consumer application, upload their loans, and get a full student loan plan. They meet with an advisor and enroll their student loan paperwork. And in the final step, we get the borrower the docs they need for underwriting. The best part is we update your lender dashboard to populate the final adjusted student loan amount and where they are in the LoanSense process. Now, this doesn't work for everyone, but as you can see, it can work for many, many people. This amazing software platform will help 2 out of 3 of the borrowers that have student loans, which is over 40% of the purchaser market. Now, before we get into the platform, I wanted to do a quick overview. Obviously, we're all been in the business a while. This here, Fannie Mae, we know calculates at 1%, Freddie and FHA at 0.5%, and VA 5% divided by 12. LoanSense helps the borrower qualify with the actual payment. So if that payment is lower than that 0.5%, your letter will come to the underwriter with the actual payment. Now I'm going to show you the exciting stuff, our platform. All right, let me go over here and share that with you. And we're going to start with the lender dashboard. When you first come in, I do want to show you your login. So you will actually be logging in to lender.myloansense.com. You will get a 45-day trial to the actual dashboard. All you need is your first and last name, email, phone number, create a password, and sign up. And then once you create this, you just use the login below. Once you log in, you're going to land on your overview page. I'm going to ignore this data right here for a moment. And I'm going to jump into the two main parts of this, one being the invite new client. So when you're working with a borrower and you've taken your 1003 and you're looking at your credit and you have, 15 federal student loans, the first thing I would do is come over to the dashboard. You've sent your invite and you come back over to the client overview section, you will see the data captured in your client status area. It'll list all of the people you have invited, when you invited them, where they are with LoanSense, and what the estimated student loan payment will be once the paperwork is finalized. If you click on, and I'll use John Doe as an example, you'll be able to see the client's information, the milestones, the new student loan payment compared to what the payment was previously, and what you've increased their affordability to. You're going to see the lead capture link. This link can be utilized in all your social media, your websites, and you will not even need to speak to a client, because when you embed this, you simply click on it, it copies. You can copy it over to, I'm just going to use as an example, your website. It actually will bring up the lender tool. So when they click on that, if they go on your website and it shows student loan calculator, they click on lead capture link, you may not have even spoken to this client yet, and you will be able to reach out to student loan debt holders. We also offer tools. And in these tools, you will see, oh, sorry, let me get back over here. In these tools, you're going to see the lead capture, which I mentioned, the affordability calculator, which will help you estimate in less than a minute how much you can increase or modify their student loans, a product guide with our frequently asked questions. And like today, through today's presentation, we are keeping track of all questions asked so that way we can address them and update the material. You'll also be able to see a training, and I will have to, because this goes to a different link, I'm going to show you our training and marketing site. Once you sign on to the dashboard, LoanSense offers loan officer training and marketing content. We do a full curriculum here, welcome to LoanSense Loan Officer Curriculum with different recordings, letter product guides, scripts on how to onboard borrowers, just different scenarios with different type of loan scenarios, marketing tips and ad campaigns. So these would be ad copies. This would be ways to do consumer direct marketing, best practices, social media assets. These are logos, images that you can put on your different types of social media, whether you do YouTube, or you do LinkedIn, or you do websites yourself. These are things that you can embed to show your clients and drive people with student loans to your business. We do email templates as well for different scenarios that you may face with a client or that you want to market to. And then we also do a full overview of how student loans impact debt to income ratio. All of this is on your lender dashboard. Let me go back over here. And now what I'd like to take a moment to do is I would like to show you our consumer side. So when your clients are invited, they will come in and they will create an account. Once they create the account, we'll ask them to upload their student loan documents. They can either upload them themselves or manually, which I will show you. On this landing screen, because LoanSense is with your consumer all the way through, we will be with them at the time that we help them adjust their student loan payment. We will make sure that they get the letter to you and to the underwriter. Once they close up until August of 2023, we will be able to have them come back and put them into deferral. And then at the end of that year, on our dashboard and through some communications, we will let them know when their paperwork is due. Because these are income-driven plans, just like taxes, we have to file each year. Now, once they come in and they upload their documents, and it's up here, they will literally see update loans. They can connect directly to their loan servicer, or they can upload manually. Once they do that, this would be their standard plan. So say currently in this example, the borrower is paying $436 a month. Their projected total payment is $52,262 over a 10-year term. By filing them in either a pay as you earn or repay as you earn, IBR extended, we have the ability to give them different options. We will always recommend the option. In this case, we're recommending the pay as you earn. $198 would be their payment. Currently, under the student loan plans that are available, their projected total payment would be $25,986 over 10 years, which gives them a forgiveness of $25,000. All of this information is given to your client prior to them making the payment. So once they click enroll, that is where we would ask them to make the $249 payment. We will schedule a student loan session with them. We will meet with them. They will file their documentation. We will have them e-sign, and then we will get the letter. Now let me go over here. Now I'll go over really quick just the pricing. There we go. Okay, so just an overview. So the student loan borrower service, that provides a cost-free analysis to the borrower with plan recommendation, a one-on-one educational session with the advisor, filing paperwork, and then assisting with annual filings. It's $197 if the loan officer pays for the client, or $249 if the client pays. Again, the client does not pay anything until they see that they actually get a reduction. On the premium loan officer dashboard, you have a 45-day cost-free trial. That gives you all your consumer data, your affordability estimators, your access to some consumer direct marketing, and that will build your future referrals. It gives you increased commissions with more closings. The cost at the end of the trial is $397 annually and opens up all marketing and social media. But please, I do want to share with you, you can invite borrowers for free forever. You just won't have access to the marketing or the social media. So you will still be able to invite a client and see if you can help them reduce that payment and their DTI. Now, before we wrap up, I always like to ask, some call to actions and things that can help you build your pipeline. I would encourage you to sign up for the 45-day cost-free trial at LenderMyLoanSense.com. Please know we ask for no financial or credit card information. This truly is a free platform for you to try to build business and help students out there with this enormous debt. We would ask that you review your pipeline for borrowers with student loan debt and high DTI in order to re-engage. Utilizing the LoanSense dashboard will help you immediately see if you can reduce their payment and boost their affordability. I want to mention that the current student loan market is valued at $3.9 billion as of 2021 and is projected to reach $8.7 billion by 2031 in 8 years. Your opportunity as a loan officer to market this segment is enormous, and utilizing LoanSense marketing and educational materials to build your referrals through the consumer direct marketing, video content, etc., will prove to be priceless. You have 45 million people in this country currently that are drowning in student loan debt. So I want to thank you. Let me take off this and open up the chat. I want to thank everybody today for joining. And I wanted to see if there was any questions out there that we could try to answer. If anybody wanted to try to log on to the dashboard, I'm willing to hang out and help. I am here for you if you have a scenario to run by. If you're not sure if it's private or federal, you can always go to our FAQs. However, I am here as well. I'm here to answer those questions to make sure that if you're looking at a credit report, I've actually worked with a couple people since last week, presentations, and they snipped a piece and said, Janine, is this private or is this federal? We found out right away. We were able to do a referral. So please utilize me to help you.
Janine, well, anybody may have questions to ask. There's just a couple of things I wanted to add for you guys today. The number one thing I want to say is do not think that you only need to use this for your customers who have debt ratio issues. The truth of the matter is LoanSense can help all of your customers who have student loan debt. Well, at least 2/3 of them who have student loan debt. And this is a real winning scenario, in my opinion. When you first start talking to a client, you see the credit report, you see student loans, this gives you an ability to have a conversation that other lenders are not having with the customer. And if your rate's an eighth of a point higher than the competitor they may be talking to, but you're showing them that you can save them $600-700 a month in their student loan payment, who do you think is going to win that deal overall? You've got a real ability here to leverage this program in a lot of different ways. Additionally, let's say that you've got somebody that maybe doesn't have the greatest credit. They can't do a mortgage right now, but they've got student loan debt. How much do you think they're going to appreciate you and keep you top of mind for lowering their student loan payment as they try to improve the rest of their credit situation? Because to me, LoanSense is a great opportunity for you to improve your customers' credit, because if you've got a lot of credit card debts, you've got some late payments, things like that. The money you're saving over here on your student loan payment, you can put to these other things to put yourself in a much better financial position, credit score increase, and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to make that comment to you guys as well. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that I think it's absolutely imperative that each of you is having the LoanSense conversation with all of your referral partners. Anytime you do a lunch and learn, anytime you're out marketing yourself to a referral partner of some kind, you need to be talking about this, because here's the truth. You get customers who you see can't buy a house because their debt ratio is too high. Well, now you might have a solution for that. But I want you to think about how many realtors here at their level, I can't buy a house right now because I have too much student loan debt. Now you've got a way for those realtors to say, time out. I know you've got a lot of student loan debt. Let me refer you to my loan officer because we might be able to help you out on that. And that is just a way to solidify relationships with your realtors, to gain new relationships with your realtors. But if you're not talking about this, if you're not selling them this, they're never going to know. And that's, there's no way to calculate like how much business you're losing because you've not shared this with others. So I would be preaching this from the rooftops every chance I get, whether it's a prospect, a customer with high debt, maybe not a ton of debt, and every potential referral partner out there.
Thank you so much. It's so true. Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions? Nothing? All right. Well, if there is anything that anybody needs, please, I'm here to help. Lady will be here helping our student loans debt holders, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the future.